Hi guys. Happy Fun Day Sunday. It's Sunday. I love Sundays because they're usually pretty chill. So I want to come on here because I got new cards today in the mail and they're little cute little, just tiny little ones. But I wanted to get some message from the Ascended Masters. So I was going to start with Ascended Masters cards. I think I'm going to get 3 unless I get to feeling I should get more. It just depends kind of on my mood or like what I'm in the mood for, you know? Because I just have to listen to whatever I feel guided to do. Like I listen to Holy Spirit and I ask him just to give me guidance or, you know, whatever seems the most valid, what I think we need, and I just kind of flow with it. That's how I always live my life, just flowing with it, right? Okay, so the first, clear. This is El Morya, and he's an Ascended Master. So Ascended Masters are people who are on Earth, but they ascended a little higher than normal human beings. They were sort of had knowledge that was more esoteric and more connected to the divine than the average human being. A lot of them sort of were spiritual leaders at their time. Jesus is an Ascended Master, Buddha, and there's a lot of that aren't well known, but I'm like Mother Teresa would be one, right? Well, anyway, so this is El Morya, and so your spirit guides and your spirit team wants you to clear and shield your energy. So, you know, when we are running around Earth, doing our daily thing, talking to people, meeting different people, we tend to pick up what I call like spiritual junk or just energy junk. So if you're around someone who's going through a very difficult time and they're talking to you, even though you're not going through that, if you're talking to that person, helping that person, just some of that, you can absorb some of that into your energy field, and then it can affect your aura and it can affect your ability to see things clearly, and it can affect, you know, your connection. So you always want to clear yourself and shield yourself, okay? So El Morya. And then the other card that came out was Listen, Manjushri. I'm probably not saying that right. Manjushri. So listen more, talk less, and listen more, even though I'm talking a lot right now. But your spirit team wants you to listen. I think they're trying to tell you some things, and they want you to listen to people, and they want you to help everyone by listening to them and being there for other people, but also clear your energy and shield yourself while you're listening to other people and helping them, okay? And let's see what else. Because this is too many cards, so I'm going to shuffle them because it was like a whole bunch of them. I want just one card, but guess what? They're not giving me one card. They love to give me lots of cards. But I have to go to work, so. Okay, and then Mother Mary, nurture yourself. So your spirit team wants you to nurture yourself. So if you're if you're nurturing other people, you're listening to other people, clear your energy, shield yourself, and also make sure that after that you're not nurturing so many other people that you're neglecting your own self and not nurturing yourself. And so Jesus was another Ascended Master. So I have this book that talks like the sort of things Jesus said. And so I really just happened to open it up to this. So I thought, well, this must be an important message. And it is interesting because I was actually talking to someone about this earlier this week, which is good fruit, bad fruit. So Jesus said, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit, right? So a good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. And that's Matthew 7:17 in the Bible, 17 and 18 verses. But anyway, a tree is known by its fruit and a man by his deeds. A good deed is never lost. And he who sows courtesy reaps friendship, and he who plants kindness gathers love. So make sure this week, as you start your week and you're talking to other people, that you're listening and that you are bearing good fruit, that you're showing the fruits of the Spirit. Because people all the time, it's interesting because I hear people always be like, oh, I'm a Christian and I love God and all this kind of stuff, and they run a church and they're some of the nastiest, meanest people in the world. And so how do you know if someone is sincerely in Christ consciousness and sincerely connected to the divine? Well, I'll tell you, you know them by their fruit. And what are the fruits of the Spirit? Joy, peace, kindness, love, self-control, patience. I forget all of them, but there's, that's pretty much most of them. So if people are saying one thing and then their actions are not showing that they're bearing fruit, pay attention to that. That's a red flag. And that's something you need to know. Because if you're going to listen to someone, if you're going to listen, make sure you're listening to the right people. Make sure those people are bearing the right kind of fruit in their actions and their deeds. That they're being kind, that they're being loving, that they're listening, that they're walking in the light. Okay? So, and then the other thing it said is true fruit. Jesus followed his previous comment with a statement, because there were people in his day and there are people today who talk a good talk about knowing God. Okay? They talk about how they trust this big guy upstairs, God, right? But these people may not know God at all. And how can you tell? You have to look at the fruit in their lives, okay? And when they're in a time of crisis, how are they behaving? Are they praying? Are they still keeping a consistent relationship with God? Or do they only pray when they need something from God? And remember, you want to listen to God when he's talking to you. You don't only just want to contact God when you need something, your whole life is falling apart. How about if you contact God when everything's going great and you thank him and you have gratitude and you're just so grateful that you have his presence in your life, right? Because you don't want your friends just to call you when they want something. You want them to actually call you too, just to say hi. So make sure you're checking in with your Creator, okay? And so we don't want to only acknowledge God in times of crisis, okay? So by their fruit, you will recognize them. Be honest. This week, take the time to evaluate the fruit in your life. Are you exhibiting joy, peace, kindness, okay? Are you helping other people to get into those positive, high vibrational energies? Because that's what we all have to be working on, is getting ourselves and helping others to be going up, going heaven bound, not down, up. We're going up, right? So you want to know that people's lives are truly being influenced by their Creator and that they're in the Christ consciousness, right? Okay, so that was that thing. That's the Ascended Master, Jesus. I mean, I think of all the Ascended Masters, I mean, maybe because I'm raised in a culture that's really promotes Jesus a lot, but I think he's probably the Ascended Master of Ascended Masters. Probably like him and Buddha, just they're way up there. So I had to bring him into the Ascended Master reading too, right? Okay, so I'm going to talk about this Elmora. We're going to see, because I want to make sure I'm going to see like if the book says anything that we need to know extra. I can find him in here. He's hiding. He doesn't want to be found. He's like, no, I'm hiding from you. Maybe this isn't the right book, because he's just not coming here. Okay, there he is. Okay, it's the right book. All right. As a sensitive person, you've absorbed some negative energy. So that's what I was telling you. So you've absorbed some harsh and toxic energy from other people. So you can stop and call on Elmora I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Elmora calcium. There, it's better. Elmora. Call on Elmora and Archangel Michael to clear yourself. And you can ask Archangel Michael to like put a vacuum on your crown chakra, and he'll vacuum all the negative energy right out of you. And he will. Seriously, because I've done it many, many times, okay? And they can elevate and clear your energy, and you need to ask them to do this in your home, in your car. We spend a lot of time in our car, and people forget to go sage your car down and clear the energy in your car. Pray over your car, and also you can carry crystals hang them from your rear view mirror to help protect you. Amethyst is very good for protecting you when you're driving and protect from accidents, car accidents, okay? So, after clearing yourself, you need to ask them to shield you from further intrusions. So as you're listening to people and you're helping those in your life, make sure that you're caring for them, but you're not carrying their problems, okay? It's good to care, but not to carry. Because when we start taking on other people's problems instead of letting them solve them for themselves, we can support them. But when we start to like pity them, we're actually harming them. We're actually putting toxic energy off onto them, because we're basically saying that we don't believe that they are capable of solving their own problems, and that they can't see things for themselves and help themselves out of sticky situations. So we listen to them, we support them, we love them, but we also let them solve things for themselves, because we don't know everything they've been through fully, and we don't know their divine plan, their earthly contract here between only you and God. Only a human and God know what your full contract spiritually is and your purpose for being on this earth, right? 1212, as I said that on the phone. I don't know if 1212 might be an important number to look up. But yeah, so shield yourself. And it says you need to do this once or twice a day. So be mindful that you want to shield yourself. Just say it. And I always say, Lord Jesus, or I say, God, please surround me with the white light of the Holy Spirit. You can surround anything with the white light of the Holy Spirit. And picture yourself in a bubble of light, which comes from God, and that will protect you. And it will shield you, so you don't absorb other people's toxicity. And it's not always toxicity, it's just sometimes they might just be having a really difficult day and they're depressed or whatever. You don't want to take that on. You want to support them, love them, but you don't want to take it on. And you can do it without even realizing it. And sometimes you talk to them and you're like, oh my God, there's nothing going on in my life, so why do I feel like this? Well, if you have a lot of people going through things, you can absorb too much of that, okay? So wear crystal pendants too, because crystals help to buffer against harsh energy situations. So wear more crystals, okay? And you have to look up the types of crystals, because different crystals are good for different people. Like this is amethyst, that's my birthstone, so I'm February 3rd. I'm Aquarius, my birthday's coming up. Well, anyway, so amethyst is very, very powerful for me, which also helps like in the crown chakra. And then, yeah, I'm wearing this diamond necklace now. Diamonds, you have to be careful with, because diamonds magnify everything. So if you're going through a really difficult time, or you're depressed, you don't want to wear a lot of diamonds, because it will magnify those feelings. If you want to go out and celebrate and be like really high energy, and you're feeling high energy, then you wear diamonds and it magnifies all that. So you have to, when you wear diamonds, you have to be mindful of what you're celebrating, what energy you're in. Like at a funeral, diamonds really are not a great choice, because they're going to magnify those very sad and sorrowful feelings that you're feeling, okay? So, just my opinion, take it or leave it, but like, it's just something I've heard over the years and what I believe to be true. Okay, so ask Archangel Michael to cut cords of fearful attachments between you and other people or your possessions, because even possessions that you have, like maybe you have something from an ex or something someone gave you, And if that person is low vibrational, that object in your house can bring in that energy, okay? So to be really careful and mindful of the things you have around you. Anytime anyone gives me a gift, I always sage it down, and I always use Palo Santo, and I pray over it, and I ask God to clear it of any negative energy, because energy and vibrations continue. You know, energy can't be created or destroyed. It just continues. So you want to make sure that you're bringing in the right kind of vibration and the right kind of energy. This is what the Ascended Masters want you guys to know. So stay clear of harsh and toxic substances and environments. Okay, and you have to decide what that is. Some people, the gym could be toxic if people are just being wild or loud, or just they're in this like competitive, I gotta have big muscles and be the best fittest person. If they're in there competing, that can be a harsh energy for you, and it can make you get low self-esteem. But if you're in a yoga class that's uplifting and calming, and everyone's on their own journey and everyone's happy and feeling relaxed, that can bring you really good energy. But you could also be in, I've been in some yoga classes where people are like competing and trying to be the most flexible and like just going all out on that and like correcting the other people. And when you're in that kind of harsh environment, that's not helping you grow, because fitness is a journey. You know, the person that starts day one isn't going to be at the same, you know, fitness development as the person who's been doing it for 3 years. Does that mean the person who's been doing it 3 years is better? No, it does not. It just means they're at different levels. And so when you want to avoid being in a gym that's like overly, I mean, it can get too intense. So you have to be really careful. The gym you go to, the church you go to. I mean, believe it or not, spiritual and Christian people compete, which is crazy. We're not competing for righteousness, okay? We're all on our own journey and have our personal relationship with God, okay? That's why Jesus says, judge not, because you don't know what level that other person is at, okay? So avoid toxic environments. And like I said, that could be anything. Church could be toxic. Certain church situations, if people are being too judgy or they're just being, you know, fearful. I just saw, and I was so proud of Ginger Duggar. I love the Duggars. I've been watching them for years. And it is kind of sad and upsetting the way the parents really pushed off their religion harshly onto those children. And it was a lot of fear-based energy going on there. And we know what happened to the eldest brother. He ended up in prison and child pornography, because when people get pushed and they're in that cultic, like fear-based energy. And here's the thing, I don't think Michelle, I think it's Michelle and Jim Bob, I think that was her name, Duggar, the mother and father, I don't think they woke up and were like, hey, we're going to be fear-based and we're going to tell our kids they're going to go to hell if they kiss before they're married and they have to wear dresses. And I don't think that, I really genuinely think that they thought that they were raising their children, or rearing their children is the proper word, rearing, but that they were rearing their children properly. I don't think their intention was to harm their children, but it doesn't mean that they didn't harm their children. Some parents have great intentions. They spank their kids and they think they're doing great, that's what's best for those kids. And sometimes they take it far and then it turns into like child abuse. Do I think that parent's like, oh, I'm going to abuse my child today? No. But I think people get misled. People aren't always right, okay? We don't know everything. Only God is all knowing. So anyway, Ginger Duggar came out and she wrote a book. I think it's like called I'm Free or Free Indeed, because she actually started wearing pants and she wore shorts. And She actually has friends who drink wine, which she was raised by very, very strict. I mean, they were not even allowed to hold hands until they were engaged to be married. They couldn't kiss till their wedding day. Very strict, harsh environment. Now, most people would be like, oh yeah, raising your kids in church is great. Religion is great. But she talks in her book about how she was raised to be afraid of everything, and she was afraid of God. She said she would wake up being afraid. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but something to the effect of she was so afraid of displeasing God that she was scared to do a lot of things. And it actually devalued her relationship with God. It did not enhance it. So I say all that to say, any environment can be toxic if the energy is heavy and it's not elevating you. Anytime you feel confused, fear, depression, sadness, upset, you need to reevaluate that wherever you're at, because that is not healthy for your spirit. When you feel joy, patient, happy, in control, you feel like you're in control of yourself, you feel patient, kind, you feel those things, that you feel at peace, that is the environment the Ascended Masters want you to know is healthy and good for you. So that's how you know, is this religion good? Is this belief good? Is this bar good? Is this restaurant good? Is this prayer group good? Is this book group good for me? Is this roller skating rink event good for me? Whatever, it could be anything. This grocery store. If you're not feeling peaceful, joyful, then you need to reevaluate that, and you need to reevaluate the energy that you're absorbing from it. And that's what Elmora wants you to do. Shield yourself and clear any energy where you're not feeling in the light. Okay? So, stay clear of harsh and toxic substances too. Some people smoke cigarettes and it's very, very toxic for them. Other people can smoke a cigarette here and there and be fine. Anything is only as toxic as the energy and the power you give it. Like Halloween. There's a lot of Christians who are like, oh, it's the devil's day. They're sacrificing kids. It's so evil. Okay, but you can make it not evil. If you feed into that energy, you're feeding that energy. If you make it a day of prayer and happiness and dressing up and having fun and eating candy and bobbing for apples and putting out pumpkins and thinking of it as a fall festival and thanking God for all the great, season change and the fact that summer's over and it's cooling off and you're going to the holiday season, then you're giving it and feeding it that energy. Everything is about what you make it in this world that we live in, okay? So keep your thoughts as positive as possible. Keep your energy clear and clean. And you have to decide for yourself, what does that mean? What is it that makes my energy clear and clean? Because it's different for everyone. I can go into a bar environment and go there and be happy and have a couple of cocktails and be perfectly fine. And and then another person can go and have 2 cocktails and they just spiral downward and they start crying and they get into a fight and they're angry drunk and now they're doing shots. They're passed out trying to drive home drunk. Toxic. So we can both have very different experiences based on our energy, how we feel, what we're putting into it, our chemistry. Everyone is on their own journey. So you have to have discernment. You have to judge for yourself what's best for you, what environments work for you, and which ones do not work for you. Okay? Honor your sensitivity. So ask yourself, if you're feeling bubble guts and stressed out and oh my goodness, I don't care where you are. If you're feeling that, ask yourself why. Reevaluate that situation. And same with the people in your life, okay? Eliminate clutter also. A lot of people don't understand that when your house is cluttered, your area is cluttered, too cluttered, it blocks you and it keeps your manifestations from coming to fruition. It's very important to be organized and clean. You know how that saying, cleanliness next to godliness? And as a kid, I'd be like, what does cleanliness have to do with godliness? But it has to do with the fact that when your area is tidy and clean, it helps you to clean up internally. And it helps you to manifest better. It keeps your mind clear. It's like feng shui. It keeps the energy flowing properly and the chi. If you have roaches and dust and dirt and grime everywhere, it's going to block the flow of energy, because what energy in its right mind wants to flow through those kinds of things? Maybe sewage? No. So just think about that. Keep your area tidy. Keep your car organized and clean. And I haven't always in the past done this when I was younger, but I've learned. Keep the chi, which is the energy, flowing. And you want to invite the chi in. You want to make everything in your environment flow to the point and be set to the point where it makes that chi come through and invites it in, the good energy. Okay? So, Elmora lived as a member of the royal family of Kashmir in the 1800s, okay? His political focus was on making humane and fair changes to the laws. So you might be interested in making things more fair and humane. And he was somehow related to, or not related, but did work with Madame Blavatsky, who was the founder of the Theosophical Society. And they spent time together in India studying, and they channeled messages. In fact, Elmora channeled messages from Madame Blavatsky after she passed away, it says. So you can call on him to keep your energy high and clear and to protect you. He can also assist you in any legal or political situation. So if you have any legal situations going on, Elmora will help you. So remember that. He's a good ascended master for that. Okay, now Manjushri. I'm like, where do they come up with these names? But they probably think my name is weird because, you know, it just depends on where you're from, right? Okay, so Manjushri, that's how you say it, Manjushri. You can hear divine guidance best by quieting and listening, okay? Shut out noisy stimulation like telephones and turn off the television. I always tell you all that. And relax in a quiet place, okay? Don't try to make anything happen. Just listen to your own thoughts and breathe. So it's sort of like meditation. Ask your angels and guides questions and listen to the loving truth that they speak. So get quiet, ask questions, and Manjushri will help you to connect with your angels, okay? Listen to your own inner truths and trust your intuition and act accordingly, all right? So they want you possibly even have a quiet retreat. Maybe you should go out into the trees. Trees are very powerful. They're ancient. Especially the really large ancient trees that have been here a long time, they channel the energy of the world, and they also channel all the people's energy who've come through there. Very powerful to go sit under trees if you need to get messages from your angels and your guides, okay? And so it says your angels and your guides are talking. Are you listening? Sometimes we just have so much noise and so much going on in the clutter, and that's that whole feng shui thing. Angels may not want to come talk to you if you have roaches and dirt and grime and dishes piled up and clothes piled. And would you want to go there if you were an angel and talk to that person? Ask yourself that. So get your environment nice, tidy, and inviting to the angels and the guides to come. And then listen. Turn off the TV, the music. You could maybe put on some light wordless music, but not crazy harsh, inviting music. And then it says less talking and more listening is called for right now. So maybe you're talking too much with your friends or the people in your life who need you. I used to tell my kids when I taught 4th grade, www.shh.com. So zip it and open your ears, put your Dumbo ears on and listen. Listen more right now. That's what's being called and asked of you by your spirit team. Okay? And admit your true feelings to yourself and listen to what messages any aches or pains are trying to tell you. So, when you're having aches and pains, that's your body talking to you. And did you know when you have pains in your body, it can actually be spiritual blocks? Like if your feet are hurting, it might mean that you're afraid to put your best foot forward, or you have a fear of taking the next step. Or if your throat is hoarse and you lose your voice, it means maybe you're having throat chakra problems and you're afraid of speaking your truth, or you're not wanting to tell someone how you really truly feel. Everything is connected. If you're having heart problems, you might have a broken heart, or maybe your heart is heavy, or maybe you're not truly in love with someone, you're feeling stuck, so your heart's taking on that energy. Your body will talk to you. And you can look up those things. I have a book somewhere or an app somewhere that tells you like all these things, like bladder infections can sometimes be like that you're having a hard time letting something go because your bladder, cleanses and releases. So think about the messages your body might be telling you from aches and pains. Okay? And call on Manjushri for help with understanding divine messages and to increase your receptivity to divine intelligence and wisdom. So you can ask him, Manjushri, help me to be more receptive to the divine and to the messages I need right now in my life, okay? And he will also, Manjushri is a Buddhist deity of wisdom, and he holds his sword and he cuts through illusions. So right now you need to ask yourself, what illusions are holding me back? What illusions have I been telling myself that are keeping me stuck and keeping me disconnected from the divine? Okay, because look, Manjushri has his sword right there. And he's going to help you cut through the illusions, the confusion, and help you to see the truth of the situation. Okay? So, admit your true feelings to yourself. Listen to what messages are coming, okay, to you. So that's another message from the archangels. And then nurture yourself, which is from Mother Mary, right? I love Mother Mary. She's just, the ultimate mother, right? Whenever God told her, that she was going to have baby Jesus, she was so obedient and she didn't even question it. She just said, okay, Lord, okay, God, I will do it. I'm going to have this baby. I don't even get to have the D first, but okay. Imagine that. That's the true original divine mother, besides maybe Eve. But anywho, so you've been giving a lot of yourself lately, it says, and now it's time for you to give to yourself. So remember, you can't give from an empty well. So if you overgive and you don't have anything left to give, you're not helping anyone. Everyone's going to go without at that point. So make sure you give to yourself first and you feel you're well within yourself so that you can also have something to share. You've drawn this card because you need to nurture yourself more, okay? Take better care of your body. You need more sleep. You need to detoxify. I actually was telling a friend yesterday that I want to do a juice fast. Now, I personally am not ready to like just fast and drink just water. But I was thinking about doing it all like juice and broth, like clear liquid, like broth, chicken broth, beef broth, vegetable juices, fruit juices, water, honey, tea, coffee, stuff like that to just kind of clear my system. Because I do believe, and I mean, this practice is ancient. It goes back many, and in every culture, people fast to get answers and to elevate spiritually. I never think it will harm you as long now if you're pregnant. I mean, I'm not a doctor. So if you're pregnant, diabetic, you have health issues, please don't do that. And then, put in the comments, oh, well, I died. My mom died because you told her to fast. I'm not telling anyone to fast. I'm just saying I've never fasted in my entire life. And I'm going to be 47 February. So I've never fasted because I feel like my blood sugar gets weird. Like, I don't know. It might be hard for me. But I have been recently, just this week, called to do a juice fast and start there. And smoothies and things like that. Just liquids. And I mean, if I got really hungry, maybe some yogurt or something. But I'm talking about just going on a liquid diet for like just a day for me to kind of pray, kind of ground myself, kind of just see if I get a little closer to the divine and I get more messages or like downloads, you know what I'm saying? And you could try the same thing. It's only if you feel led to do it. Only do what you feel led to do. I never tell people I'm all knowing, do this. I hear a lot of people who are spiritual leaders and preachers and stuff saying, this is what you have to do, you have to do this. No, you have to follow your intuition. And anything I tell you, if it doesn't ring true to you and you're not feeling it and you think it's trash, and it doesn't resonate with you, don't force it on yourself. Just say, hey, that was entertaining. She was fun. That was cool. Or that was trash. Why did I waste 10 minutes listening to that? Be your own advocate and your own best judgment. Like, use your own discernment. Don't depend on any reader, preacher, even your own parents. I tell my own kids all the time, my two sons, they ask me things and I'm like, well, Logan, Tyler, this is what I think. But it's your life. And no one knows better what's best for you than you and God. I'm your mother. But I still know that you know better than me what's best for you. I have more experience than you. But experience doesn't always give you the answers, okay? So I tell them, this is what I think, this is my opinion, but I love you, and God loves you, and we trust you enough to do what's right for you. So when you're watching tarot, or you're doing anything, or if you're just like talking to psychics, or whatever you're doing, going to church, make sure that you're doing what's best for you. And so Ginger Duggar, the Duggar girl that wrote the book, she freed herself from a lot of things. And it was very hard for her to write that book because she kind of felt like she was outing her family, but she didn't want her family to feel like she was like outing them or anything like that. But she wanted to share her journey of like, she still loves her parents and respects them, but she doesn't have to agree with everything they agree with. She still has her relationship with Christ, but she wants it to be less fear-based than what she was reared with. I say all that to say, you have to be your own best judge of what's best for you. Because do I think she's going to go to hell, Ginger, because she's not wearing dresses all the time? No. No, I don't. Do I think other Duggar, that's a whole slew of them, they had like 19 kids, so like Some of them might really feel that way. And if they feel that way and then they need to follow that guidance. Okay? So, Mother Mary wants you. She was the beloved mother of Jesus, as you know. She was known for her purity and compassion. So God wants you to purify yourself, which is like the fasting, detoxify. Be compassionate. Ask Mother Mary for a divine assignment to help children. So if you want, if you ever really want to do something altruistic, giving of yourself, you can ask Mother Mary to help you, and she'll give you an assignment to help children. And it'll just happen. Like, you'll just be living your life and something will come about that you'll be able to help children. It's always good to help children. They're innocent. We should always protect the elderly, the children, and the animals, the most vulnerable in our society. It's our responsibility to do that. And Mother Mary will help to inspire you in that way. And so she wants you to balance your giving to others with receiving. You don't want to have an imbalance of giving and receiving. Giving, if you're having problems giving to others, that means that you need to heal things with your Father. If you're having problems receiving and you're having a difficulty allowing people to give to you, then that means there's something you need to heal with your mother, your feminine energy. So you have to balance your masculine and feminine energy so you can balance your giving and receiving. Because like I said, if it gets out of balance, then you'll be empty and you won't have anything to give. And you'll feel dry and empty and desolate inside. And you didn't want that. You want the energy and the chi to flow, right? We want it to flow. And so get some rest. You need to get some more rest. You need to take care of your body. How do you take care of your body? It's different for everyone. You know, if you're 90 years old, you probably shouldn't be doing, what is that crazy class that they do where they push the tires? I don't even know. I would never do it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to be doing Ironman and running marathons. I mean, some run marathons, but you know, the average 80-year-old person is going to be doing like maybe sit and be fit bands, yoga, walking, and then a 20-year-old might be doing an Ironman and swimming and running and jumping up and down. So taking care of your body is going to be different than other people taking care of pregnant women. You can't exercise the same as a non-pregnant woman. So use your discernment. Listen to your spirit team. Listen to God. Listen to your body, because your body will talk to you. Trust and believe. It will. Mine was talking to me today. It was like, no, we don't want to do this anymore. I was like, come on, guys. We gotta do some more reps. No. I was like, okay, forget it. Just take a spiritual bath instead. Okay, so nurture your inner child. So how do you nurture your inner child? It's different for everyone. Do something that makes your inner child happy. Go roller skating. Go play tennis if you play tennis as a child. Go get ice cream. If your parents used to take you to get ice cream, go treat yourself to ice cream cone. Play a game, play a board game, play a game on your phone. Do things to reconnect and to stay connected to your inner child. You don't want to become one of those grinchy, grouchy, crockety, crankety people, old people. Stay in touch with your youthful side, okay? Now, also, honor your inner voice, get some rest. Your life purpose may involve helping children. So some of you listening to me, your life purpose involves helping children. So if you think that's a possibility, get quiet and let your spirit team guide you to how you can help them the most, okay? So, yes, balance your giving and receiving. And Mother Mary wants you to nurture yourself, because as you love yourself and nurture yourself, you can nurture and help others as well. Okay, so there's the message. And then I just want to do these cards, and I promise I'll be done. These are the new cards. They're just little bitty ones, so it's not like long messages, but I haven't even looked at them all, so I don't even know what's going to come out. Let's see, this one kind of came out. Clarity. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in the blue of the sky. Feel a gentle breeze flow through you. There is peace. There is clarity. A magical healing has just taken place. A gift from your guardian angel. Yeah. So that's what we're talking about, like the energy flowing and how it's going to heal you. So your guardian angel wants you to breathe. Maybe do breath work like yoga, or, you know, when you get stressed or you feel overwhelmed or whatever, stop and take a breath. Close your eyes. Allow the energy to flow. Breath always brings you closer to God, because what did he do when he created us? He breathed life into the dust, and that's how humans were formed according to the Bible. So the unknown, do not fear the unknown. This is a time of deep exploration for you and transformation. Unfamiliar territory leads to new horizons. So you might be feeling some unfamiliar things, might be some new things coming up for you. Don't fear the unknown, because you just had healing energy coming through and you're going to get clarity. I do think if you consider going on a juice fast, even if you just want to do it like for half a day or do it for one meal, start small. I'm not saying to just go crazy and fast for 40 days, you know, like Jesus did, or like Ramadan to me sounds like really intense, not drinking water or food all day, but you can start small if you don't want to go that gung-ho. Baby steps. Always baby steps are good before being extreme. Last card, and then let you guys go because I gotta get to work. Okay, mindfulness. Your angel team wants you to be, your spirit team angels want you to be mindful. They want you to be mindful of another's feelings and needs. It's interesting because we talked about helping children. So maybe your children's needs, or someone in your life who's vulnerable, could be an elderly person or a pet, because all of the children, pets, elderly are kind of all, they need a little bit more of our attention, the healthier, stronger ones, right? Be mindful of another's feelings and needs. Someone needs your love right now. Aww. Someone needs your love right now. That's why you have to listen to your spirit team and nurture yourself so you can give love to the people that need it, and shield yourself from the negativity so you can be a beacon of love, okay? A vessel of love. And you can share it with those who need it the most. A loving thought is all it takes. Aww. So even if you can't help that person or be with that person, send loving thoughts to them. And that's going to be so healing, because you're going to have clarity and you're going to help. I think you're going to help this person who's afraid of the unknown. That's what I believe. So make sure that you take the time to listen to your spirit team and help those around you, okay? So those are your Sunday Fun Day messages. I love you guys. You're awesome. Have the best week ever. It doesn't have to be Sunday when you hear this. These are timeless. It's all just, you hear it when you're supposed to hear it. But go about your day being mindful and knowing that just the smallest act of kindness makes a difference. It can have a huge ripple effect throughout the world. Just the smallest, tiniest smile, thank you, being kind, forgiving, giving a person, you know, $1 that really needs it, helping an elderly person across the street, adopting a pet, letting someone go in traffic when you're in a big hurry and you really don't want to do it, but you probably should. Let that person go. Slow down. Slow your blow. Be a kind, considerate driver. Those things make a huge difference. You could save someone's life by slowing down and letting others in traffic and letting traffic flow smoother. Think about how powerful that is. Small acts of kindness have a huge effect on humanity. So remember that every day. Think, let me be beauty in the world. Let me make this a better place here on earth before I leave it. Okay? So those are your messages. I love you guys. Take care. Good night.